Hello everybody, my name is Caitlin. I'm coming to you from Montana. It has been a few weeks since my last video, but I do have a few things I kind of want to share. I do have one finished object, I have a few whips, one acquisition, some new yarn, maybe even a few more acquisitions as we're talking about them. I'm going to try and make this quick just because school is no longer in session here, so I do have a kiddo home, and she tends to get really noisy. So I might stop a couple times, kind of in between stuff that she needs, but we will kind of get this going. So my one and only finished object, I showed this while I was working on it, is this. Let me get my little notebook here. Is the Delighting Gale Infinite Scarf by Sue Pierce. It is a Tunisian pattern. It is finally done, so it's just one big loop. You can kind of double over. That was made, let's see if I still have the tag in here. Maybe not. That was using this yarn. This dyer is out of Billings, Montana. There's their website. So I used a 5mm Tunisian crochet hook on that. I might try and do that again. I think my tension was a little loose in some spots, so there are spots that are like wider than others, so I don't know if it was just my tension or anything, but I'll figure that out at some point. So I have a few whips I'm working on. This one you guys have seen before. This is my granny rectangle blanket. It is a little too big to have fully open now, but that is that. I started it using some Rowan middies. There's some Freckled Whimsy middies in here. Random leftover yarns I had. So that is getting pretty big. So far. And that is a pattern I got free off of Yarnspration, so I'll make sure I link that below. I am still working on this knit shawl, which this is the Outlander Carolina shawl. It's a YouTube tutorial by Handy Little Me. So that is that. I'll show you, this is going to be one of the little stitch markers. I got it in my last Yarn Bliss box. I do have two more I'll show you guys those here in a little bit. I want to try and keep track of how far I'm making it on stuff in between episodes, just to see how my progress kind of is in between each video that I do with you guys. So I'll keep working on that. That is going to be for someone. So I am also working on my Musselburgh Hat, which I have not made very much progress on since last time I was on here. So I'll just show you these stitch markers now. These, and I'll add one to, these came in my last Yarn Bliss box. So that little mermaid guy, and now these two. So we're going to add one of these guys to this hat. Here's the little tag. It looks like it is Wine Maker's Sister on Etsy, if I can find that. Etsy shop. I'll try to link it down below. Get this on here. So we'll mark that this is where I was for this episode, and we'll see how far we make it by the next episode. I want to try and finish this, which I'll show the yarns caked up here. I have some people I would like to make some of those hats for, which I guess I can show this yarn now. This will be part of our acquisitions stuff. So I have 6 I'm planning on making for Christmas presents. So for my sister-in-law, we'll use, this is a Ysolda yarn in the color Mimosa. So I'll use this color for my sister-in-law. Okay, sorry, I was a little distracted. She had some noises she was making, and I'll use this for my brother-in-law. This is Later Gator, still Ysolda. And then I have 3 nieces and 1 nephew. So I will use this for my oldest niece. This for the middle niece. This for the youngest niece. And this will go to my nephew. And so those are going to be Musselburgh hats. So yeah, those will be some things. Once I get through this hat that I'm working on, I will start those. And then, let's look at my notes here. So, that is that. So this project, let's see, I just started right before we went on vacation. This is the Loveland Shawl by Freckled Whimsy, or not Freckled Whimsy, Toni Lipsey over at TLYarncrafts. This is a paid pattern, so I will link her website and this pattern down below. And this is using one of the last Yarn Bliss boxes I got. This color is Mermaid. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no. Dragonfly. And this I am using a 5mm Tunisian crochet hook. And this is in a Stitching the High Notes bag. She unfortunately no longer has her shop, so I'm kind of glad I got this when I did. And then we went on our vacation, and my husband picked out this yarn that was spun on a local farm there. So it will start with how the Musselburgh hat starts. It just won't be the full tube. So I'll knit it to how long he wants it and then rib it a little bit. So hopefully I can get that started for him for this winter. So that will be that. I did order a box from Montana Crochet. She is out of Great Falls. She does solstice boxes, so this is the summer solstice colorway. We got 3 colors, which it's so pretty. I'm very excited for it because this is the first bit of yarn I have actually ordered from her. So I'm excited to work on this stuff. So this is what her little tag looks like. So this is Sunlit Solstice. It's 100% superwash merino. Sock weight 438 yards or 100 grams. Okay, so Sunlit Solstice. And then Golden Dusk, which this one she put a little stitch marker on. And this one is Endless Horizon. So I do have a few patterns from her, so I think what I'm going to do is fade these into one of the shawl patterns I have from her, once I get it wound up. I do really need to sit down and focus when I have time on finishing a few of the things I have going on right now, and then do this. So that is that. So then I went on and ordered some yarn from Freckled Whimsy. And her colors are so bright. We have been having thunder and rain, so I'm kind of liking the lighting right now because it is a little cloudy outside. This is Ups a Daisy. Menta Flamingly. So there's the color. So all of her minis I'm going to add into my rectangle granny square blanket. This one is Footprints in the Sand. Then Flip Flops and Freedom. And this one is called Magical Umbrella. So pretty. So we'll see what those get made into. I have I'm gonna wind those and figure out something to do with them. The minis will go into my blanket. The full skeins I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet. So then last two skeins, these are from my Yarn Bliss box that I got for June. I did pause it, so I did not place an order for this month, and I'll probably not place an order for July, but hopefully by August I can put in another order with her. So these are the colors. Her weight, she does the 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. They're 100 grams, 463 yards in fingering weight. This one is called Mermaid. And this one's called Make Some Waves. I'll probably end up winding up all of this yarn today. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just like the most soothing process to wind yarn. It's kind of my favorite thing. So we'll figure out something for these. I haven't decided yet. So that is that. That is kind of all I have for today. I'll kind of keep working on some of this stuff. Hopefully now for a little while we'll be kind of on track for episodes. And if any of you guys are interested, I do have a Ko-Fi that I tried to put in the description boxes. If or when I get donations on that, that will go towards camera setup, stuff for the channel that I can hopefully use to, you know, put into the channel to make it a little better. So if you guys want to donate, you totally can. If you don't, that's fine too. Recommendations on things that you guys feel as like I should work on putting into the channel. So sorry. I'll put my Instagram down there. I do have an Instagram. So sorry. That is specific to what I post, that I'm finishing, working on, stuff like that. So if you guys want to go over there and follow me on that, I would appreciate that. Otherwise, like, subscribe, comment if you want, all the fun things. I do have 7 subscribers, which is kind of exciting. So we'll keep building on that. I don't really have any huge, like, hit 1,000 subscribers right now. I was kind of getting stuff out there and slowly building the channel, you know, obviously is a goal. So if you guys want to like, subscribe, share, all the fun things, I'll have all the fun stuff we talked about in the description box today. So yeah, we will see you guys again soon. Bye.